Next chapter is diversity and discrimination. So we have understood the word diversity. Now we need to understand the word that discrimination, how it is done, what are the basis of the discrimination. Like I have told you earlier in my in this class, in the first chapter that we have understood so far. Now there is a difference and prejudice. I have already told in the first chapter, that is a difference and there is a prejudice. Prejudice means when you think of a difference in a negative term. Okay, when you think it in a negative term, it simply means that you are prejudiced about something. Okay, prejudice means that let's take an example of work. So you might come across in your life that you might be having a experience of various people, like somebody is coming at your home for the cooking and cleaning your house. Somebody as a driver, somebody cleaning somebody as a sweeper, and somebody like coming from this country, somebody is black, somebody is like this. When you presume that, okay, these people are actually lazy, they are stinking, they are this and they are that, and you presume that, and you keep that notion in your mind, and then you think about the society. That means that you are prejudiced. That means you are thinking, you are observing the thing as not as a distinctiveness that is unique in its own individual, but you are considering them as a low and high. Okay, that is more often we are called, as an Indian, we are called in America and many other Western country development, the Indians are lazy. This is the prejudice that we have got, that they have the stereotyping about something. Okay, so when you keep on that notion and you think like a boy, we can compare with the boy and the girl. The boy are stronger, girls are weaker, emotional driven and all that. So we are actually demarcating we are not accommodating the differences. We are actually making a very, very broad line within that. Okay, so this is the difference between the prejudice and differences. So prejudice simply means that judge other person negatively or see them as an inferior. So we have understood this. Then there is creating a stereotype also. We have already discussed the same thing, the stereotyping. That is, you are labeling somebody with something. Okay, like villagers are lazy and all that, and they are hard working, but they are living in a dirt and all that. They don't have a love for the land, and they don't respect the land on which they grow, the agriculture and all that. So this can be our understanding. But the modern, they consider them as a hard working, but they consider them as an ignorant, they consider as a very stubborn, and many other type they actually give it to us, or the people living in the urban area. So what is this? This is a stereotyping the thing. That is labeling something to someone, and we are not trying to accommodate. Like very recently, like even we stereotype the people who are infected by some disease, like the people are infected by AIDS, the people are infected by leprosy. Okay? So what is this? So they are actually not a part of it. And stereotyping also can happen that when there is a class division, the caste is division in the society, when we talk about the untouchability, that this particular people living in this particular caste, they actually are untouchables, they should not be part of our society, that is upper caste and all that. So this is basically the stereotyping the things. Okay, so that we need to understand in this. Now inequality and discrimination. So we have understood that discrimination happens when the people act on their prejudice and stereotype. When the people start acting on it, whatever the prejudice they have or the stereotyping they have, this creates the inequality in the society. This creates the inequality in the society. And inequality leads to discrimination. And discrimination can take place because of the several reasons. Okay, so you can say the discrimination. Like whenever, like we have understood the caste system, that in the caste system, the lower class as untouchables, that has been categorized in the Hindu customs in the society. And within that, what happens that whenever there is some kind of stereotyping in that, they are not allowed to take a water from the common well, they're not allowed to sit along with the upper class children for in education or schools and colleges. Even they are not even allowed even to enter the temple and that particular places. So this is a discrimination. You can say a discrimination happen at the various level, at the various time, at the various places. Okay. So you will learn more about discrimination. So what happens? Discrimination generally, there is two cause of discrimination. One is actually social, which is not accepted. One is social and one is economic. So there's a beautiful example given in the book that there is a social notion that Muslims does not allow, or they have a stereotype about educating their girls. But after a study, it is found that Muslims are not actually very much having such kind of a stereotype, but they are not able to allow the girl for the education or to go for the schools and education. It is because of the poverty, but not because of stereotyping. This is now poverty becomes the economic reason of stereotyping. And the stereotyping can also be because you are doing a very small job and somebody is doing a white collar job, somebody is doing a this one you can say high profile jobs, like somebody is a CEO, somebody is a judge, lawyer, somebody is administration, working in the administration. This is what happens when somebody is a clerk, somebody is a sweeper. So this is an economic difference. Somebody is poor, somebody is rich. So this is what happens, a discrimination. Discrimination happens because of this also, the poverty and society. Okay, so and even discrimination belongs to the sometimes happen because of the culture also. Tribals that whose culture is valued, who is not valued, whose culture is dominant, whose culture is not dominant. So for that reason also these things happens. Okay, so you can learn about the term Dalit that has been used over a time. So Dalit, the symbolic term, belongs to the social so-called you can say the lower caste. They prefer the word to be called as untouchables. Dalit means who are being broken. The literal meaning of Dalit is who are being broken, and within that they are considered themselves to be called as untouchables. Untouchables. And we all have, I know the majority of the people shows that it is a social prejudice and discrimination. Okay, government used to call them as a scheduled caste. Okay, they have been named as a scheduled caste. So that is also important to understand where this word has came, untouchables. Like very good example has given about Bhimrao Ambedkar, who belonged from a Mahar family in Maharashtra. In Maharashtra, this community is considered as an untouchables, but because of he was the first person who got educated, went to the college, went to the foreign countries for the studies, and he was actually the person who has drafted our constitution. He was actually the chairman of the drafting committee of the constitution in the Constitution Assembly. So it totally depends upon our capability or capacity from where we can from where we are living in, the society is considering us, or where we can achieve over time, and what we can achieve, and from where we can go over time. Okay, so let's study about the fight against discrimination that we have actually achieved so far. So how we have strived for the equality. Now the equality was one of the major becomes one of the major struggle for the people belonging to the lower caste, and it is always a point of understood part that a person who is having the power is not ready to share the power. So this is one of the major, you can say, the major reason from where the contest, or you can say the fight for the equality started. they were actually at the time of the freedom struggle, they were actually fighting with this person, fighting with, you can say, British, but they are also fighting alongside, they are also fighting with the with this community, with this stereotyping and inequality in the society that were existing. So they were actually fighting for that as well, the freedom fighter. Okay, like organizing various committees, Gandhi was also at the forefront for the weaker section or the scheduled caste. Even southern part of India, main as E.V. Ramaswamy, Nayakar and very others people were actually fighting for that. We will learn about them in the later stage. Okay, women were also started fighting about them, and many others started fighting about them. So this become a very this kind of approach. Okay, so after independence also we have actually abolished these differences, and we strive for the equality in the society, like article 14 till 18. Within that, 18 is basically abolition of untouchability, touchability practices. There is a scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, scheduled caste act भी है, ठीक है, atrocities against the scheduled caste. So this is how the India is actually catering this problem. Okay, so you can learn to this.